Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of The Info. My name is Isaac Franks, and I'm here to give you all the information that you need. All the info, get it? Because it's the info. What you need to know about I started off really strong there. All things Illuminate Student Ministries. So, you see I'm at a little bit of a different setup. Let me fix the mic. That's because today's episode of The Info is actually just for the high schoolers. Like, the middle school doesn't have youth group this week, and so if you're a middle schooler watching this, to know that we have youth group next week, but that's about it. So I'm going to try and to play a Sudoku puzzle while I give the high schoolers all of their information. So our first two announcements for today is actually speaking on our growth classes. I don't know if you remember, we were talking about that fairly recently as we were switching between our focus on healing and growth, and kind of what we're talking about now, which is more of the church and kind of care, how to care for people, when to care for people, that kind of thing. And so we are starting our freedom groups, our freedom groups and our growth track classes that I talked about kind of recently. I don't remember what day that was, but it was somewhat recent. And so we're starting that. We're going to have 3 of these groups meeting here before summer starts. The first one, we are actually going to go with this idea of beating the lying spirit. And so this whole topic, this whole group, it's a freedom group, and it's kind of talking about how to know and how to beat lying spirits. It's spiritual warfare, but when it comes to deception and that kind of thing. That's going to be our first experience with this freedom, this class type format, which is really leading to our summer class, which is the most important one, which is not most important, but the one that we're going towards, which is training to be a missionary type thing. That class will be very, very cool. That'll be throughout the summer, and so this is just, a cool next thing that's happening. Beyond that, I did want to tell you that we are having our Easter Ignition Night, which is next week. That is for if you are a middle schooler watching, that's next Sunday, which is the Sunday after Easter. But for a high school, that is next week. That's next Wednesday. So this will be a great time for you to invite people. That was fun. And that's it. Now I can focus. It'll be a great time to invite new people. That's last week. Invite new people, because this topic, this thing that we're discussing is just completely new. It's completely out of the series that we're in. It'll just be a good time. And then last thing that I wanted to discuss was the summer kickoff. That's coming up May 28th. It's the end of next month. We're going to do what we did last year, except better, is we're going to set up the outdoor stage outside. We're going to have specific tents and tables for events and games and exciting things. I want to remind us that we do have kind of like a goal for attendance for the year. This event and the final tribal, so the kickoff and the final tribal, are like the 2 big events for you to bring people. But it's also important that when you invite somebody, you keep encouraging them to come back. This event is what I want you to already be thinking about. Who can I invite? Who can I bring? And what is the best way for me to invite that person? Alright, I think that's all I have. I really wasn't paying attention to anything I was speaking since I was doing this. I thought it would be fun, but that was kind of hard for me. I did an easy Sudoku, but it was still hard for me to do that and speak at the same time. That was actually my first ever dream occupation was that I wanted to be a YouTuber. Obviously not doing Sudoku and Wordle, but alas, I wouldn't consider this a YouTube thing, even though this is on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. If you're in middle school, I'll see you next week. If you're in high school, I'll also see you next week, but I'll also see you tonight. So thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
What a wonderful